Just give it a couple of taps down to your gauge brick, which we know is right. It's not gauge yet, but we know that brick's right, so we're always working from that and correcting these ones to that one. So pressure needs to go down a little bit. Couple of taps. Just going to cut that again for a reference. And then scrape. Scrape that back on the board. Now we're going to range it in. All ranging is basically creating a straight line from one point to another. So we'll just say point A to point B. So we know that brick's right. Okay, what we'll do is we'll just see if we can level this across. That's right, so that's perfect, and it's on that line. It might need to come out a little bit. So that's sorted, and that's on the line, pencil line. This one is. So what we're going to do is use a straight line to range those points in. Just give it a couple of taps. Run it right at the top of the brick so you can clearly see. There we go. That's all those bricks ranged into these points, A and B. That's sorted. So just again spreading. This time when we're on this course, we can use a bit more of the mid portion of our trowel because we've got the room, you see now. And of course, we're not putting a brick on the end here because we're doing a pyramid, so we don't need to spread on these ends here. Just see, scraping the right side. We've got a nice toe blown shape, and generally we want no bricks to be seen, you see. So just make sure you've got enough on. So you've got that nice shape. Go over it as many times as you want. Just a nice even toe blown shape. And then the same again. For in our bed, we've got a trowel in, parallel, out. It's not, so it's parallel and you're just coming out, like you're not coming down or anything. And you generally want about 30 degrees lift. Okay, nothing more, nothing steep and nothing too shallow. So parallel, out 45, and then the tapping motion in there. And what we're going to do now is, when we're collecting or scraping this off now, we want to keep our trowel pretty vertical. We don't want it angled in like that because it's gonna. We don't want it like this, too angled, because when we put our brick down, there's going to be a void. We don't want that. You see, we want it nice and full. So what we'll do is just scrape it off and collect it, keeping that like that. So there's a bit of a. You're working with gravity here, so keep it nice and straight like that. And then if you need to scrape your backside and go over it, so it's perfect because it'll make your life easier. Off. You're doing beeping all the time. Like that. So that our trowel is not too angled in. And the next brick, now we're going half bond, aren't we? So I'm looking straight down there. I want my thumb, I want the middle of this brick to be right over this perp joint here. And then we're gently pushing down, and then we're going to cut off as we go down for reference again. What we're doing here now is we're looking for a 10mm joint. We're going to gauge from the top of these bricks because we know that they're level. All we're doing with gauging is transferring this level line of bricks, you see, the top of these bricks, up to a different height. So we're going to gauge off that because we know that's a level line. Right, so gentle pressure and then cutting off to use this as reference. Now we can use that, the bottom of this brick, to match up with that line, the top of this line. We want a 10mm joint. So we're cutting off with the tip of our trowel until we get to a 10mm. Then we can check that on our tape. So we want 75mm because the standard brick is 65mm plus 10mm joint. And we probably need to go down a touch there. So we'll just give it a couple of dabs with the button of your trowel. And then that's good, that. That's a 10mm joint. So we're in for our next brick. Just supporting that, you can push that on. Now pushing that arrow down to match this one. Gently scraping. Just need to put a bit on, you can get a bit on tip. And scrape it on the top like that. And then again pushing that down, on that perp over that. So I want the middle of this brick over this perp. Gently pushing down, scraping the excess. And then our last brick of this course, we don't need to push, do we? Push onto that, hot wiggles, press the joint, and then push down. Scrape it off. So we get our level on again, we'll scrape our tops. Bang the level in the centre again of the bricks. We're going to tap this down these to our gauge point, so we've got a nice solid hit on the level, you'll feel it, that's right now. So we've got some pressure on there now, and I'll just adjust these accordingly down to the level. There we go. And that's right, okay, now we can see we've got to scrape this excess off. We can try and do that. then we're going to just touch that back because that's protruding a little bit. You can always feel where your bricks are protruding or not, you see. When you're cutting that, you can see it's not catching on anything. So it's okay. Now we're going to pull these, get them both level. We're good there. Just want to touching over there. We're good there. And then we're going to range those points in A and B with a straight line, which is in this case their level. Sometimes it's a string line. That's okay. Looking for. That's right, 55. 3 courses there. And we'll level that across. When you captain the top level. When we range that like this, do a diagonal range. Check. Everything on the first plane is bang on. Like so. Just want this off the last screen, isn't it? Yes, it is. That's good, that's all touching. Most of the work is control over it. Just got more control over it. Do a new remote. There's not much on this one. Gentle pressure. Again, high that. Edges break. Then that one. We've got 10 mil. Let's have a look at the gauge. Again, from my level line. 300. Pretty good 80 mil. So. Let's have a look at that next. Starting line. Should be starting line. Yep. See that ball level again. Up to that. So good. Good there. Good there. Good final range with a diagonal from any brick through here. That's good. Now we're going to finish this pyramid. I'm going to joint it. This one. Nice and easy. And these are relatively inexpensive. This one's a corporate one, but the Zoom Metal Plane ones, there's a lot of different brands out there. And we're just going to brush it off with a little soft paintbrush. So basically, I'll show you now what I reuse this. So this one is 16 mil left side, 19 mil left side. We're going to use the 16 mil one here. This is the knuckle of the jointer. You need to get your finger or your thumb in it. Depends which side you're coming from. If you're going from the left to the right, get your thumb in there. If you're going like I'm going to do now, get your finger in there. And basically, we need to push. We push that way and then we come back like this. First. Man's it. First. And then we're going to get a finger in the knuckle of the jointer. And then push out. So push me out, coming back. Push me out, coming back. Easy that. Then you want to tuck them in now, so just go over. Because you get a little bit of a flavour, you know, the Tom makes his ears or something. So you want to tuck that in. So it's nice and neat. Takes a bit more time, but it does make all the difference. And then finish. We'll take a soft brush and just give a gentle brush. People expect to do it with a sponge, which you can. I'm not really tried it properly yet, that's all. But I just like to use a brush like that. And it takes all the flaky bits off. It's a nice little project to start off with, but I understand it can be really difficult when you start a bit late. But you just got to stick with it and just take